Yay! Hey everyone, so again, my son Josh is behind me, my college student, and so I wanted to introduce him because I'm going to try to talk him into doing a demo with me. What do you think? He's pretty cute, right? Come on.
He's such a good boy, too.
And not like me, he has really tight haircut, so he doesn't have big hair. He just cut it all off. But he does have those great Portuguese eyes. So, anyway, so we're going to let you go to school.
Sorry.
And then you think about doing a demo for us at some point in the ballgame, okay?
I might.
All right. Exit. So that's a really great way to introduce the show, because Inspirations by Julianna is all about living life and having fun. And at this point in my life, that's what I want to do. I want to share all of these amazing products and different projects and things that make me happy. And then life, my son, my husband, and my friends. I have to tell you, last night, just having all of this girl power in the house, it's like, this is what I love. I live for this, and I would love it. I just think we should all live together.
I know. What's up with that?
I'm not sure what our husbands would think.
Mine would be glad every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then, right? A little more female energy. But it was so great because we have Kim and Steve were here, and everyone knows Kim, Kimberly Wing Photography, who is just an amazing photographer. And so that's what Inspirations is all about. And my really good friend, I know. So in case you didn't get to meet Sue a few weeks ago, I guess it's been
a month.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my, time goes by way too quick anymore.
Yeah.
But so Sue Turchick is the president of the Crafters Home Association, and that is a collection of 100 stores throughout the world. Mm-hmm. So not only the U.S., we've got Canada and
Australia, Holland,
nice.
South Africa, Hong Kong.
Oh, I know. I met the ladies from Hong Kong. Isn't that cool? From Hong Kong.
And all of those stores are independently owned and operated.
That's
the coolest part.
It really is. I love Cameron and his wife from Texas, and oh my gosh, Colorado. Kathy. Oh my gosh, don't. Yes, I love Kathy. I know. I was like my poor little head. But anyway, so Sue, you've also got a store.
I do. I have a store, Scrapbooks 2 in Minneapolis.
Right.
And so I have a real passion for the independent store owners, for the crafting that we do at that level, and I just encourage you to all support your local stores.
Yeah, and you know what I love too, Sue, is that, everybody has their own take on a product, but you live with this.
Yes.
You live with these products every single day.
Yes.
Sometimes you know about these things before they're even really out in the public.
Definitely.
And so I love it that while I'm doing my demo, you can kind of interject some of your tips and techniques, and maybe, even
a little inside scoop on everything.
Yeah, inside scoop. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
But we have a great show, and we're going to start off with Petaloo. And they just have this really cool new flower. It's called Color Me, and I'm going to tell everybody about the ins and outs of that. And then we have a cute little project. Kim and I were lucky enough to sit with Linda Peterson, who is the host of her own show here on Cool2Craft, and we did a little make and take. It's so cool. Super duper cool. I don't know. Do you have friendly plastic in your store?
I don't, but I think I'm going to have to.
I think so, because I think
I'm going to have to.
Totally love this. And then we have, oh my gosh, Colleen Schaan.
Yes.
Tiff and I met Colleen when we were in Puerto Rico, loving my Puerto Rico, and we took the Copic certified course. So we became Copic certified instructors.
Certifiable?
Certifiable at times.
Okay, at times.
Yes,
okay.
Probably me more than Tiff.
Yeah.
She's my balanced friend.
Yes.
But Colleen is just so delicious, and she, anytime that you're working with color, it can just be overwhelming. A lot of people think, well, my goodness, if I didn't go to school for color, I'm not going to know what to put down first. And she's just one of those people that really makes you feel empowered. So I'm thrilled, and she has a huge announcement as well.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, and this will be good for the store.
Yeah.
Good. Super good. And then we have Spellbinders.
Oh, our favorite.
Yeah. Well, I'm falling in love with the nestabilities. I like things that are well, small, you know,
Yeah.
because I can store them,
Mhm.
and as I kind of define my space, and what I really love to do is to take the die and show you that you don't necessarily have to scrap with it
Exactly.
or make a card.
Mhm.
And so I did this amazing necklace that was super duper easy. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then Stacy from Spellbinders was so generous. Drum roll. We have an awesome giveaway that we're going to give you the details about.
Woo.
And then in celebration of Aleene Jackson, Tiffany's mom, she celebrated her 87th birthday.
How amazing is that?
Crazy. January 20th of this year. I have known her now for probably 20-some years, and she probably still can outrun me to the corner. So, we have a ginormous Aleene's giveaway in celebration of that.
Oh,
So,
awesome. It's going to be a great show, Jules.
Yeah. You're going to help me. I'm also going to look out of the corner of my eye to see if I can read and chew gum and and paint all at the same time. So we'll have fun. And, you know, just let us know if you have any questions. And I thank you so very much for coming to the show. I really do. I feel so honored for you to join me along this next part of my journey. And trust me, there'll be a lot of new cool things coming up in the Julianna Cool2Craft world. And thank you, Sue. So
Thank you,
we're going to have fun.
Yes,
and
we are.
let's get to it. Let's do our
Okay.
first project. I just want to show you right down here are the Color Me flowers. Now you can apply paint, chalk, inks. What else do you
Glimmer mist.
Ooh, okay.
Beautiful. Perfect Pearls mist. Any of the Maya Road mist. You can apply Copic Markers.
So I have been a ginormous fan of Luminart paints like forever. I started off with Radiant Pearls probably 12 years ago. And then they came out with the Twinkling H2Os and Creative Imagination.
Yeah.
This is now where the Luminart family resides.
They purchased Luminart products about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And these have been really, really, really great. There's the Twinkling H2Os in the little pots the Jules is showing. And then there's Radiant Rain and Radiant Daubers. So you have your choice of how you want to apply them. And they're all so awesome.
Yeah. So I'm just going to try to show how they're shimmering there. There's a little glimmer. Very cool. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Very, very cool. So the Luminart paints just have this amazing twinkling to them. And like I mentioned, these are the little pods. This comes from the basic rainbow 6-pack. And what you want to do is after you take off the lids, you are going to spray the paint so that they, become watercolors. And then what we're going to do is just take our brush, and for those of you that are big fans of a certain coffee house like I am, I never throw these away because these are their little spill sticks, and I actually use them to hold some of my pieces. So if you don't have, isn't that cool? Plus Heidi will love that because it's a good recycling thing.
Now there's a question about where you can get these, and certainly you can get them online, but as a supporter of the local stores, any of your stores that you shop at that carry Creative Imaginations should be carrying these. If they don't, by all means, ask them. To find a local one of the Crafters Home stores in our area, if you go to www.craftershome.com, you can find them. The ones Jules is demoing now, there's packs of 6 that you can get the small pots in, or the individual pots are sold separately.
They're just, and they're so forgiving. And what I was just doing was I was taking the paint from the pod, applying that to the flower, and when you first put it on, it really goes on in the darkest form of the color, but as I spritz it, like a watercolor, it'll get lighter. So you can really change the entire shading of the color that comes in your kit just by adding, more water or less. So let's see. Now I want to go to the orange. Now the thing here is that you have to keep me on track because, like with beading, I will get lost in the color process. Oh, look at how delicious. It's just so pretty. Now, for my particular headband, I did 6 or 7 petals, layers of flowers. Mm-hmm. And that really made it look poofy, but by all means, if you wanted to do something a little more conservative, you could do less. But as everybody knows, I like big things. So you're just going to continue to spritz and paint. Oh, look at that. Can you see how that chips? Oh, I love what just happened there. Let me back out a little. So we started with the lavender. We went with, let me give you the correct, this is sunflower. And what I started out with is actually called snapdragon.
Now these flowers are actually, let me just interrupt here. Ooh. These flowers, as you can see, are actually a fabric-y type of thing. Whoops.
No, because I do both the top and the bottom.
Okay, good.
That's perfect.
And the other question is, what else you can use the Luminart paints on?
Right. And I know that you can put them on chipboard. You can put them on canvas. Canvas is one of my most favorite surfaces. Mm-hmm. Do you have some?
Do I have canvas?
No, do you have?
Yes, I have canvas. Paper, fabric, chipboard. Mm-hmm. You could use it on pretty much anything that's somewhat porous.
Very, very cool.
Good. And thank you, Kat. She said she's used them on clay and wood. Wood, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Polymer clay.
Okay. Wow. That would be super hot.
Fabrics.
So, there are a lot of different ideas, a lot of different things that you can do. Obviously, like we mentioned, with paper, that's a no-brainer with the Luminart. But with the Petaloo flowers, you can actually design your own special papers, or your cards, your scrapbook pages. Have you done a class yet with the Color Me products? Because I think it's pretty brand new.
It's about a year old, the Color Me Crazy stuff. We have done demos and make and takes at the store. If your store doesn't carry these, just go in and say, Petaloo, Color Me Crazy, and they can get them for you.
Okay.
A lot of us independent store owners, we'd love to be able to bring it all in, but we can't, and we generally, the way we get our best ideas is from our customer.
Yeah, definitely. And you have great classes. I think that's one thing about the independently owned store that I really love, because I always feel special. And then if there's something that I want to learn how to do, I can take a class. You know what's so fun? And I knew this is how this was going to work. Is you do the one headband, and that's what I love. Like, I know this one's going to be totally different.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, is for me, this is so therapeutic.
Yeah.
And it's so much cuter than the stuff you buy in the store.
Oh, my gosh. And so much less expensive.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. You're really, this package of the flowers, I know, is very reasonable.
And you get so many.
So many. I think there were over, what was it, at least 20-something in one package.
And you can buy them in big bulk bags, too, and they're only like $30 for 100 or more.
I didn't know that.
Flowers.
I didn't know that. And I really like the fact, too, that you can learn how to do, like, the shading with them. This is just so much fun. Okay, so I could do this all day.
Yeah.
But I can't. But I can't. So, a really great thing, if you want to get more information on how to use the Luminart, Petaloo.com, and by all means, check out your locally independent owned store so that you can take a class.
Oh, there we go.
Yay! Okay. So again, check out the paints and don't be afraid to play with them, because they are very forgiving. They're very easy to use. They're very empowering. That's how come I love the Radiant Pearls. Now I'm loving the H2Os. And I know that I'm going to be working on instructions for the headband. So they will be up on Cool2Craft soon.
If it's soap and water cleanup, we need to answer that.
Oh, yes.
It is.
Yes, and it's non-toxic. Okay, so it's totally safe. It's non-toxic. I actually, and that's how come I like the little thing that I picked up from the popular coffee house.
And
And if you don't partake in the popular coffee house, you can always use a craft stick. So, but yes, I just used soap that I had at the kitchen sink, and I did not have to use anything else. So that
comes right up.
Yes, comes right up. So when we were at the Craft and Hobby Show, Kim and I were lucky enough to actually walk the floor and visit with friends. And one in particular, Miss Linda Peterson, who love her. Talk about
her show.
Yes. And she's just really inspirational. She has such a beautiful family. And she is a polymer clay, friendly plastic, wire working author. I mean, she has authored lots and lots of stuff. Really cool books.
Very gifted person and very real person.
Oh, she has a heart. She's really got the best heart. So Kim and I were lucky enough to sit down with Linda, and we made these friendly plastic pendants. And that was so much fun because you never really get a chance, to play. And then with a friend, like we're doing.
Yes. What could be better?
So what could be better? Again, living life and having fun, everybody. So the one that you're looking at right now, that's Kim's version, because those are Kim's colors. And the one previous to that was mine.
Which are more your colors.
Exactly. And so I just wanted to show you what we decided to do. So we made the friendly plastic, and Linda put the pieces in front of us, and we cut them up just into different shapes. And then we took a heat tool, and we got them hot.
That was not difficult.
And then we put those pieces into water, cold water. It was quite an interesting process. You totally need to get this into the store. And so, of course, all the while we were giggling and having a lot of fun. So this is the piece that I made. Very, very beautiful and fun. And it wasn't hard. And you know what? Linda has the instructions on her website. And I can't, this was just, I feel like this is the year of women really coming together and not only supporting each other, but just really being creative and having fun and making stuff. I love it. Oh no, what did she say? I'm in the room, in the house, in the bed, sick.
Oh.
But God bless her, she has her laptop with her. You go, girl. I'm sorry you don't feel well, but thank you for inspiring Kim and I. So what I did with mine is I turned it over and I used Aleene's Tack It over and over. Now that's another one that if you don't have, you have it. So what you do is you're just going to put that onto the back of your surface. And then you let it dry until it's clear. Once it tacks, it's really tacky. And so what I chose to do was to take my pendant and put it onto a headband. And so with the Tack It over and over, I now have a piece. And so today this could be my headband, and tomorrow this could be something that I wear on my sweater. Or, exactly, tack it over and over to your skin. It could be body art.
Body art.
Because like I said, we're having fun. So, coming up, I really, when I thought about okay, who do I want on my show? Who's going to be able to make everybody feel safe? Because really, don't you love that? You like to learn from somebody that makes you feel safe and doesn't intimidate you.
Exactly, and makes you believe and know that you can do this.
Right.
Because the stuff that we crank out in this industry is pretty amazing and overwhelming to someone who isn't as comfortable with their artistic skills.
Right, and everybody has it. Everybody is creative, no matter what you're doing. Okay, perfect thing I just want to tell you about. Last night, I had my plate. And it was a big orange terracotta plate. I put the carrots in the plate and realized that you couldn't see the carrots pop. So then I moved them over into the green plate. And that simple act is being creative. And I looked at Tiffany and I was like, oh my gosh, I know, silly, right?
No,
but that
little
little thing just right there. So you see, we are all born I totally believe with this creative
We
spirit.
are, and it's how we choose to use it.
Okay, so how we're going to use it next is with Colleen Schaan. We met her, Tiffany and I met her. We became, like I said earlier, Copic certified. And so we went to Puerto Rico, and I was a little nervous because, again, it's color, and it's like, am I going to get it? She made me feel so safe from the moment I walked in. You know, she's a kindred spirit. She's, she has a big announcement, so I'm not going to call her this one thing because she can call herself that. But she does teach Copic throughout the country, and she's very sought after. I mean, come on. The store in Puerto Rico wanted her to come.
Very neat.
Totally cool, right?
And these Copics, if you haven't discovered them yet, they're hot. As a matter of fact, at this very moment in my store, there's a Copic class going on.
No way.
There is.
See? Oh, they should be watching.
They should be. I think they have it on. I'll have to look down there.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, if they are, we'll have to have this, your people.
Do a shout out.
Yeah, do a shout out. Okay, so let's get into it. Colleen is going to make a big announcement. She's going to show us how to do some simple techniques with the markers. But I just want to say that in addition to being a Copic certified instructor, she's an amazing designer and just a sweetheart of a person. And if you ever have an opportunity to learn anything from her, whether it's the markers or scrapbooking or jewelry or who knows what she gets into, maybe she'll do big hair.
I think you have the market.
Do I have the market on that one? So. Okay. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to my dear friend, Colleen. We love you, and tell us everything that you're doing.
Hi, Juliana. Hi, Sue. It's so nice to meet you, Sue. Juliana, thank you so much for having me on your show for this new venture for you. Congratulations. I'm super excited, a little nervous, but you made a great intro, so thank you very much. For those of you that don't know me, like Juliana said, I do teach Copic certification classes. I also design for a variety of manufacturers throughout the United States. I am doing some writing for Cardmaker magazine. I'm doing a regular feature article on coloring. And my big news, this is the first time it's being announced, I am actually writing a book. I paired with Marianne Walker from Copic, and we came up with the Copic coloring guide for you. It's not available yet. We have to be a little patient with this one. It is actually going to be out for publication on June 26th. But store owners, you can actually pre-order this at the Annie's Attic website. And I believe we're going to have a link up here. If we don't, I can make sure I go ahead and get that typed in for you. But you can pre-order now. And like I said, the book will actually be out in June. So super excited. My first publication. And I can't wait to do more. So I want to demonstrate a little bit to you today about some of the things that you're actually going to find in the book. It's 64 pages of tips, techniques, gorgeous coloring, and all kinds of information. So I've got about 10 minutes. I'm not going to be able to share everything, but I do want to show you a little bit. So I'm going to switch cameras here, and then we'll get started. What I'm going to do is talk to you a little bit about how to color in this image. The first thing you need to do is think about what ink you're going to use. I actually use Memento. It's a dye ink by Sukaniko. Any dye ink is going to work fairly well. Copic markers are actually, they're an alcohol ink marker, so you don't want to use a solvent ink, but any dye ink tends to work really well. Also, you want to think about what paper you're using. Different papers will react differently. And I'm actually using the new Copic Express It blending card, which I love. Okay. So, let's talk about the markers themselves. Here, I actually have 3 of the colors here. Let me get them straightened out for you. I actually have the sketch marker, which has the oval barrel, and I have 3 different colors here. I've got an R22, and this is going to be my lightest red. And then I have an R24, and that is going to be my medium red. And then I also have an R29, and that's going to be my darkest red. Now, all of the markers, there's that secret code on them. The letter stands for what color family it's from. The first letter tells you the saturation or how vibrant it is. And the last number actually tells you the shade. So for this first technique, we're going to use 3 different shades all in the same color. So the first thing I'm doing is actually laying down my base coat of my red. And I'm just doing this fairly quickly. And you want to make sure that you get it nice and smooth. Okay, so I've got my first coat done. Now I'm going to go in with my medium color. Okay, and I'm going to add darker color, my medium color, right where I want some shadows. Now before I colored this image, or before I started, I actually had to decide where I want my light source. And I've decided that I want the light source sort of right in the center there. It's coming straight down. So that's where my lightest area is going to be. As far as the website for the Express It blending card, Imagination International, or the website is www.copicmarker.com. They are actually the distributor for the paper, but you can probably buy it at your local stores, your local stamping or scrapbooking stores. Okay, and now I've just gone ahead and added my darkest color. So now I have 3 different colors on here, 3 different shades. Bring that up nice and close so you can see. I've got my dark, and then I've got my medium, and I have my light. Now I haven't blended anything yet. Okay, I like to add all of my color first, and then go back and blend. So I'm going to blend 2 different colors, my dark and my medium. And I'm going to take my medium marker and just right where they meet, give it a couple of little zigzags, little circles, and it blends it nice and smoothly. And now I have a definite line between my light and my medium. So I'm going to take my light marker and just right where they meet, give it that zigzag, kind of flick it back and forth, and it blends it in nice and smooth. And that's basically one of the techniques. That's sort of the most common technique for blending your colors. So then you've got a nice smooth blend between light to dark. Now, through the power of video, I have gone ahead and colored all of her red. And now I'll go ahead and do the same thing with her spots, and I'm going to color them gray. Actually, I'm going to color them black, but black is never just black. Black is actually a combination of grays or other colors. Now, Copic Markers have lots of different gray families. What I'm using right now is a neutral gray. This is neutral. It does not have any undertones to it of any color. But we do have a warm gray, which has brown undertones. And we have a toner gray, which actually has a little bit of warm tones also. And then we also have a cool gray, which has some blue undertones. Okay? So there's lots of different options if you want to make black. All right, so here what I've done, I'm building up my color. I'm doing this fairly quickly. I usually don't color this fast. Practice, practice, practice is always what I tell my students, because it maybe looks easy, but there is a little bit of a learning curve to it. So you do need to pick them up, get them in your hands, and practice with them. Okay? And so now I've layered my color up, and now I'm going back and forth and blending it back out. So again, I now have my blended polka dots. And if you get too light, like this area here is probably a little too light, I can come back in with my dark color again and go over it and add some more dark. And that's one of the cool things about the Copic markers, is that they're workable. You can change them. You can always go back in and rework. They're lots of fun. Now, I saw someone ask a question about using them with other products. Yes, definitely. You can use your Copic markers with lots of other products. Here's the finished one with the shoes done and everything. You can use Copic markers with like the twinkling H2Os that Julianna was showing. You can use them with colored pencils, paints, whatever you want. We just like to suggest that you use your markers first and then put the other medium over the top. All right, so I colored her. Now I'm going to color her face or her skin. And for this, I'm not really following the rules of the blending family, which I know I didn't get into a whole lot. Like I said, 10 minutes isn't enough to show you everything. But I've just gone ahead and layered my first layer, which is very light. And now I'm going to add my second color, which is a little bit darker. My first color was E00, and this color is E11. So I've added some dark areas for some shading on the sides of her face. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend that out right where they meet and smooth that out. Okay. And then for the secret weapon on faces, R22, not sure if you can see that, R22. This is going to actually be the cheeks. And I'm going to give her cute little cheeks just by dotting some color in. And then, here's the wow factor. I'm actually going to take some BV00, which is a pretty purple blue, and I'm going to add that as a shadow above her face there, right where her hat would meet. And so you can see it's very subtle, but that's her drop shadow. Okay, isn't that cool? Completely awesome. So then, once her skin is colored, okay, I've got all of her legs and her arms colored. Then I'm going to go ahead and color her wings. And this is Y21. Now, someone earlier mentioned that you can remove color or you can lighten color. And that's what our colorless blender does. Our colorless blender doesn't actually blend. It actually removes or lightens or moves the color. And so what I'm doing with her wings is I'm going in with the colorless blender and just going over them to sort of lighten them up, and it makes them look transparent. So when she's all finished, I've gone ahead and added some ground for her to stand on because she needs something to stand on. I've also added some dots along the side, just as sort of fun shading. And then on all of my cards, I'm a doodler, so I doodled a frame. And then I'll go ahead and put my card together really quickly. I've already got some tape on my layers here. Okay. Tape that down. And I'll have this card on my blog also with the specific colors I used and the final instructions. Okay. And just tape everything down. Add your bow, and you're all done and ready to go. I hope you've enjoyed the very quick Copic demo. I know there's lots of questions. I'm always happy to answer them. I know that my blog address was listed. I do have a listing of my favorite colors there and more information on the blending system. So please feel free to ask questions, and I'd love to share information. Hope to see you someday in a class. And Julianna, back to you.
Thank you so much for that.
And now everybody's ready to be addicted to Copic markers.
I know. I love the chit chat about the markers, and that's what she does. You know, when you have a great teacher, it really makes that leap a lot easier.
It does.
So thank you. Great job. I'm so excited about your book. Now I'll be getting a special signed and kissed copy. Correct?
Well, without a doubt.
Look at that. And it just looks, I love the whole shot right there, too. It's very, very pretty, and it looks like I could do that. So very cool. Very great job to both Colleen and Mary Ann, right? Mary Ann is who she co-authored.
Yep.
Co-authored. She'll let me know if I'm saying that.
Okay. And you know what else I just have to say?
Yes, Mary Ann Walker.
Kim is here coloring with Copic in the background as we are doing our thing here.
Okay.
So I handed her some of my stash, and she's blending the...
So are you practicing?
I was blending.
She was blending.
Okay, so again,
And have you ever
Kimberly,
used him before?
Kim, who is our really great friend here in this room, she's also our professional photographer. And so she's playing around with the Copic markers.
So she had maybe 6 reds that were all within our family, numbers close together, and my colorless blender, and she is practicing.
Spellbinders, they came out with the Grand Calibur, which is a wonderful machine. It actually has a wide base.
Yes.
And so it lets you use a wider die. I believe it's 11 and a half.
Yes. And the deal with the Grand Calibur is they came out with a group of dies, of new dies called Grand Nestabilities, which are the biggest dies on the personal die cutting market.
Right.
And this is the only machine right now that you can use those in, and they are a must-have. So if you go to spellbinderspaperarts.com, you can get a glimpse of those dies.
Right. And I know that Donna Salazar just came out with her own licensed dies with Spellbinders, and she had one of the Grand Nestabilities that she designed. And they're really cool for working on journals or just bigger surfaces.
Exactly. And, anything really. Altered art, mixed media.
Yes.
They will cut fabric.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will.
So my quilting friends.
Oh, shout out to the quilters. All right. So again, as I mentioned earlier, I really like to take things that maybe you think you can only do X with, but then apply them to a different type of project. So normally I would say that die cutting, people really like to enhance their scrapbook pages or make
bigger
cards. But we all know that I'm a jewelry crazy person. Love making jewelry. Have been doing that probably my whole entire life. And so I made this copper paper necklace that you're looking at right here. And again, courtesy of Kimberly Wink, making me look so good, sister. I love her photos. You would never know that's paper.
Not at all. Not at all.
So what we're going to do is work once again with my favorite Creative Imaginations Luminart Radiant Rain. This time.
Rain.
I wanted to say Radiant Pearls, but it's Radiant Rain. So the Radiant Pearls are where I started. So we're going to make our own paper, which
it's fun in and of itself.
Again, stop me, because I could just do this forever. So that's what we're going to do.
Excellent.
Okay. So what I have started with is a piece of cardstock. This is a pre-cut card, and it has almost, I want to say it's almost a little cottony, because it really takes that paper or takes the paint, and it just really holds that base really, really well. So it is important to look at the different materials that you're going to be working with, the different papers when you use the Radiant Rain. Now, without getting ourselves and our Grand Calibur covered, or Kim, I do save my pizza boxes. So I will spray in a pizza box just to kind of limit my craziness.
And there is actually a formal product on the market if you're interested.
Ooh,
yeah, it's
formal.
The Color Catcher, and it's made by Colorbox.
No way.
It is. And I know we have one in the store that we've used so much that it looks leathery. It's gorgeous.
Oh.
I can't throw it away just because it's too pretty.
All right, so once again, I'm just going to spray real quick, and then I'll take my hand out so that you all can see what's happening. And just like, you know, the pods that we were working with, the twinkling H2Os, these have a similar dance to them in that when they go on, oh, I wish you could, can you see what's happening? Let me lift this up. Let me lift this up. And so, see how they're dancing? And if I let them, they just start to, oh. Okay, so what's happening is like they're bleeding into, you know, the different colors there. Now, I only have 2 layers down, and I want to go ahead and do the Egyptian gold.
Excellent.
And you said that's
the most popular color.
most popular.
A couple questions have come up. One is, do these work well on transparencies? And I have to say, I don't think so, because transparencies are not porous, so they're going to just run right off. There's nothing to absorb. Someone else asked for you to blow on it.
Oh, well, really?
Yeah. She can see what happens. Anything happening?
I think it's moving.
I think so too. I think a lot of the
That's so
luminescence,
funny.
the sparkling is.
Did somebody seriously just get me to blow right on camera?
She wants you to blow with the straw.
Oh, Rebecca, you're killing me.
Now, so something else I want to mention. See all this good stuff around the edge here?
Oh,
You would
bring back in our flowers.
I was just going to say, bring in the flowers or have extra of this, because then you can just constantly be in a state of background making.
Aw. Oh, I like that.
Is that a great idea? I never let anything sit here.
Okay.
I am Echo, Heidi for you.
Aw.
And I never waste. And so that's just a great suggestion.
Well, and you know what? Let me just one more time bring this up. And I would probably go back now with one of the daubers and perhaps fill in. But you know what? As I hold it here, it is starting to run into those white spots. Let me see if I can't get up a little. Oh, did you see one dance? I saw it. There we go. All right. So now this is wet. So I don't necessarily want to run this through my Grand Calibur. So I'm going to pass this off screen, and then I'm going to bring in some of the pieces that I have already made. So here is one that I made, and this was with the same color combination, but it just dried in a different way. And then this is one of my most favorites. You know, just randomly. And again, this was using the daubers and the sprays. So we just have a couple different. And this one is really fun too. Now, because I know that I'm going to be cutting these with the die cut, I like the random kind of edgy look, because when you cut it with the die cut, it's going to just really provide that really neat misty look. So, all right, so we're going to choose this one, and I'll pass these over to you.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do next is actually cut our nestabilities. And these are the nestabilities and how they come packaged. Let me just get that into the frame for you. And then I'm going to turn that over, and you can see the dies. Now, 3 of them are missing because those are the 3.
You're using those.
Those are the 3 that I'm going to be cutting. So we'll take that out, and then I'm going to, let's just move our radiant rings over. Maybe Kim will pick those up and play with those too. And bring in my, we're locked down to the table here. So we're going to bring in the Grand Calibur, and here's the big guy right here. And we're going to, if you could see right here, there's actually like a little latch. And what that does is, when I secure it all the way down, it sucks itself down to the table.
I mean, magic.
How fabulous is that? So you don't have to worry about whether or not it's going to split. So I'm going to stand up here. And, you know, we've got, Billy Bob is right behind me, Kim. I think you should, you could get a shot of B maybe at some point, because he is just loving this whole experience. What I really like about the Spellbinders products is they tell you how to build the sandwich. So right down here you have the base plate, And this is where you're going to start the sandwich. So I'm taking the oval, and I've got the next side. And if you can see, you know what, Kim, I'm going to bring this up to you. There's actually a little lip on these dies. And so that lip, that cutting part of the die, one side is flat, and then one side has the raised lip. That is the side that's going to go up to the ceiling. So I have 3 of these guys. And I happen to know that if I lay them out in a particular way, I can get the most out of my paper. And then I'm going to place the paper right on top of that. And then the next pad is the cutting pad. So again, right down there at the bottom, it says cutting pad. So this is going to be my sandwich. And then I'm going to insert it into the grand. All right. And then I start to roll.
Now, a couple of the questions that have come up. The Grand Calibur machine is $129.99 MSRP. And yes, you can use your Spellbinders with the Big Shot machine or with the Cuttlebug.
Yes.
So those machines, they're all designed to accept those dies, and they work fine on those machines. Actually, they work great on those machines.
So, you know, I never throw away my negative, because this could become a frame, it could become a stencil, and especially since it's this homemade paper, there's no way it's meeting its next life anywhere but in a project. So here we have the cutouts, and then what I'm going to do next, again, we're working on the base plate. And Stacy has some really great video and really great instructions at spellbinderspaperarts.com. And you can always watch this show again. If you haven't had enough of me, you can always go to Cool2Craft and watch it on live stream on the Cool2Craft site. Now what I just did was I took the embossing.
It's called the Tan Polymer Pad.
Ooh, look at you and all your big words. Nice. I did not know that.
Yes, and you need this special pad. You can get it either in a 12 by 12 size and cut it down, or they come in a 4 by 6 size. And you do need that if you want to use the embossing feature of the Spellbinders with any of your machines.
Perfect. And then what we're going to do is add the embossing plate over the big tan word that you just said.
Tan polymer.
Tan polymer. Okay. Am I going to pull myself back out?
And I don't think you cannot use the Spellbinders on the old red physics.
So what I just did was, you saw me cut, and then I went back, and that's what's so cool about the nestabilities, is they cut and they emboss. So we're going to have this amazing, oh, look at that, so pretty. Okay, I'm going to pass just that part over to you so that I can show you the detail on that embossed look. Look at what it did. Super cool. And you know what? Look at the shimmers. Look at the radiant radiant rain shimmering on that. So what you would want to do is you would want to do that pass one more time, because I like to double up on my jewelry pieces so that the front is finished just like the back. So then what we're going to do is, let's go ahead and take our caliber, and we will go back into our little work surface here. And we're just going to take our pieces, so you can see that I have 2 large ovals, and then we're just going to kiss the backs of those together with some of the Aleene's Tacky glue. And ladies, remember, when you're working with white glue, less is more. For some reason, when we break out the white glue, we go back to kindergarten, which, listen, it's okay if you don't care. Because there are no craft police in my craft room. So we kiss those 2 together, and then we take the next size ovals, and we're going to just, once again, adhere those back to back, because I do think it's important, and I will say that Tiffany and her mom taught me that your bottom needs to be as pretty as your top. So,
I think that's a good word.
I don't think that's exactly what Tiffany and her mom said, But that was my translation. And then I just start to build everything on top of each other. And then I'm going to add one of my signature jewels. This is a cabochon. And most of what I do with jewelry has to have a cabochon. And then add your cord. And then you have your finished necklace. Isn't this great? So much fun. So who would have thought that you could take your paper crafting ideas, your products, and do jewelry, which I totally think is so much fun. That was so cool.
That was cool. What a great project.
You know what? It's fun and it's easy, and I really do think that it's doable. I'm going to say maybe second grade, third grade for sure. So if you're having a birthday party, a girl birthday party, this would be a really fun project.
Perfect.
When that would be really great.
Would.
Really great.
It would.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe an hour has gone by.
Flew.
We know how to talk.
We do. We're good at that. We're really good at that.
And, you know, another amazing, huge thank you, shout out to Spellbinders. They are giving us this huge Grand Calibur giveaway.
Woo!
Yes, you can go to the Cool2Craft.com website, sign up for the newsletter. You're going to sign up for this giveaway. There'll be one amazing, lucky winner who's going to get their own Grand Calibur. So just an enormous size thank you to Stacy. So make sure, again, you go to Cool2Craft.com, and it's on the right-hand side of the screen, and then you're going to sign up for the newsletter, and then you'll sign up for that giveaway.
And I'm going to go back and buy myself a Grand Calibur.
Ooh.
I am.
Wow.
I have to have one.
That's so cool. And I'm so happy because it totally matches, like, my studio.
It does.
Now, we have another huge announcement, because remember how I said we have the Aleene in celebration of her 87th birthday. We have the Aleene's Tacky Glue, courtesy of I Love to Create, and we are just so thankful to them, and we are so thankful to Aleene. I know I am, because without her, I would not be sitting here. And without her beautiful daughters, especially Tiffany,
we wouldn't be sitting here.
you know, seriously. So I love Aleene, and I love the family, and Heidi, I love you too. And so I love everybody. I'm living life, I'm having fun, and I'm loving everybody. So the Aleene's Tacky Glue, you're getting all of this. Okay, drum roll, please. This is, the lucky winner is Mary Oberholzer.
That sounds right.
And guess what? She's from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Woo! I grew up not far from Allentown.
That's right. You're in East Coast.
Yeah, I grew up in Telford.
Hence, kind of the food.
Yeah, yes. And there's a Crafter's Home Store in Quakertown. And Mary, their name is Memory Lane, PA. I hope you'll give them a visit. And this is a shout out to them.
Yes. Major shout out to them. We have to go visit them.
We will.
That's not too far from us. So we will do that. Now,
Lansdale. Oh my goodness. Someone's from Lansdale. We'll talk, Amy.
Call me. So thank you so much. And you know what? I want to remind you that every Monday we have a show going on Cool2Craft. And next Monday, I do believe it's Tiffany's Cool2Craft show. And, of course, we've got the Inspired at Home show that Tiffany also does. She's got so much going on. That girl. And Eco Heidi, seriously, the things that she does, I would just love to sit in a room with Heidi for a day and play. Linda Peterson, I hope you feel better really, really, really soon, and her show is coming up. Rebecca, oh my gosh, I can't believe she like totally scored sway like a week ago. I'm like, lucky girl. So you better stay tuned with what Rebecca's doing, because you never know who's going to pop up on her show. And then I will be back on April 4th.
Woohoo.
I have a guest. Just saying. Not going to say what her name is, but she could have some fun spiky hair. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you who it is. So you have to definitely come back. Make sure that you go to the Cool2Craft site. I'm going to be blogging. And if you kind of notice behind me, I'm in the phases of getting my studio dialed in. So I'm going to take some video and share how I try to get organized. And so that'll be really fun. That'll be on the April 4th show as well. I'm sure we'll have a giveaway.
Of course.
Why not? I could probably find something in my storage area. I have so much stuff. You would just not believe it. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if we've got some boy love out there, thank you so very much. Thank you to Tiffany Windsor for just letting me share this space with her. I am just so completely grateful. And I love my Crafters Home stores. I love my Sue and my Kim and my Billy Bob. We didn't get to see Billy Bob, but I hope you can, maybe Kim can pick up the camera. Thank you so much, and we will see you. We'll see you on the blog. We'll see you next Monday. We'll see you in life.